Salut tout le monde! Hi everyone! Today I'll be doing a portrait of my girlfriend. So I drew this one morning last week. I believe là, j'ai dessiné ça un matin la semaine passée. Puis là, je l'ai déjà refait au crayon de plomb. Quasiment au complet, mais le crayon à colorier là. Quasiment au complet, il me restait ça. Il n'y a pas grande différence là, pour à la caméra, là, mais quand je vais mettre les couleurs, ça va faire toute la différence. Donc c'est ça, aujourd'hui ça va être ça. Je vais commencer par appliquer là, un aplat de couleur. On va start by applying a wash on the front of it. I do have my trusty Bob Ross palette. Try not to ruin it. And alright, I also have an apron today. Because I was surprised last week I didn't get any paint on me. J'étais vraiment content. J'ai pas eu aucune peinture sur moi. But then I realized that I had an apron. And I also got a new microphone, un nouveau micro. Fait que ça se peut que je sois pas habitué là. Question son et tout là. Ça se peut que ça clique là. Il y a des affaires qui vont être plus bruyants que je l'avais pour aujourd'hui. Mais it's stuff I'm gonna work on there for further installments. See, like this thing, that's a bit loud, so we won't do that again. There we go. Okay. It picks up so much that I had to be careful when I was gonna sit down. I didn't want to sit down while the mic was unmuted. Okay. Now I wanted to do the background. I wanted to be this kind of like soft teal or like almost gray. Grayish green, like a warm green. Fait qu'un vert chaleureux pour le fond. C'est pas, j'étais sûr d'avoir un plus gros. I think I'm gonna use this brush. Cool. Je pense qu'on entend un peu l'eau qui bouge. Là. C'est nice. J'ai pas de. Ah. Vraiment cool. So one touch mic, mute, ou micré, comme on dirait. Job. Ok. Je pense que j'ai gardé mon Scott towel, je ne le trouve pas. I had a Scott towel that I used last week. I can't find it. And I didn't. This gonna be. It could be bad. I didn't put a newspaper on top of my keyboard. C'est vraiment comme un genre de. I wanted to have some sort of cold and like a color that would fit well with purple because I want the lights to be grayish purple, kind of like about this Raven Queen kind of aesthetic that I know my girlfriend's gonna love. Yeah, so on va commencer avec ça. Là. Si vous avez des questions, or anybody has questions or anything, or like suggestions there, don't hesitate. Commencer. Je sais vraiment jamais comment commencer ça. Okay, so it's really just gotta go for it. There we go. Puis tu sais, que ça soit plus foncé, là, that there's more paint like on the bottom where the color is, it's not the end of the world. So if it's thicker paint there, c'est pas grave pantoute. Maybe leave some. I don't want to leave some white showing through though. Puis là, tout le temps, tu sais, faut pas laisser trop de blanc paraître, mais faut pas mettre trop de peinture. Parce que si tu mets trop de peinture, ou si tu passes trop sur le papier, là, ça va le ruiner. So I'm using some mixed media, and as I noted in the last one, c'est mixed media juste pour dire là. It's not the biggest selling point of the paper, for sure. So I think that's cool. It's got more of the background's got some movement to it. I will stop stroking the paper by fear of ruining it. Je veux pas le ruiner le papier, là. Fait que je vais laisser ça sécher. Donc c'est ça, le fond il ressemble à ça pour le moment. Fait que comme la semaine passée, là, like last week, I'll I'll be penciling in another one while this dries on the windowsill. Oh, sorry. Ça, c'est le genre de bruit qu'il faut que je fasse à la fois. I almost threw all my brushes on the floor. So I let it dry right beside the screen window. So I can. Whoa. Perfect. So this is good. Je peux laisser là. Tiens, j'ai pinceau là. Je peux laisser la. Leave the palette somewhere for sure, so I want my cats to start jumping on it. I can't put it vertical either. So this'll do just fine. Do great. So I do have my apron today, but I might take it off as it's a sticky one. Today is a sticky MFR. Okay. Le dessin que je voulais continuer en attendant. The one I wanted to continue while Shelly was drying up was this one here. There we go. Whoop, whoop. Et voilà. Ça va être de continuer encore celle-là. It's like it's inspired by, loosely inspired by the Tomorrow War. And I just realized I forgot to put red down on my character. On my portrait. Well, it's correct. C'est pas fin du monde. I just brushed up on my brush. That's not good. Okay. So, là j'étais rendu. I was like at adding some shadows on this dude. Trying to make it, give it some cinematic lighting. Some 3-point, lighting, something badass. I think the one thing that I miss the most about not working on a tablet is that you can't. So this shoulder is going to catch a rim light just to separate it from the middle of the bust. Tu peux pas, you can't flip the canvas. Tu peux pas flipper le canevas pour voir, because I tend to draw like very close to my piece of paper. This being like this far away is really it's not, well, it is intentional, but I don't, during the stream, mais c'est pas intentionnel. Quand je descends, I just get really close to it, and I do have like a tiny bit of an eye condition. So what happens is that le dessin, the drawing gets deformed. Le dessin est difformé, là, depending on how close you are to the paper, and like if you step back and look at it frequently enough, which is always a good thing to do. Fait que c'est ça. Fait que les dessins finissent toujours difformes if you can't flip the paper. A good way to do this in traditional media is to just put your drawing against the light or look at it in a mirror. Or like, if you're close to a window, you just pick it up. You let it shine through the window, and then you can see if things are pretty good. C'est d'habitude, là, si j'ai un croquis, je vais le mettre au propre, là. That's what I'll do. And I really don't like these hands. Les mains sont affreuses, là. Tu vois, okay. Hey man. I am doing well. I'm doing well. How about you? Thanks for joining. Yeah, this was I wanted to do a traditional stream today, and it was a great time to test out my new microphone, which I'm pretty happy about. So this stream should start sounding way, way better. Okay, I can't believe I didn't get thrown off YouTube or Facebook because of how bad the sound was at one sometimes, But it's all good now. Oh, really? School in here in the Western Hemisphere, we don't have school in July. Oh shit! Welcome back. But, you must be glad that's over for today. Yeah, thanks for saying that. Sounds good, by the way. I'm really happy. I took the time to test it a bit, but I was really thrusted onto the stream because I actually, as adult life is, I work in to get back to my nerd stuff in like 2-3 hours. But you know, time to eat. 10 minutes so I wanted to get this, start this earlier rather than later. So the two portraits I'm doing, well, the one I did last week, which you probably can't see, it's in the back of me on my drawing table, and this one I'm doing this week is really just like a kind of preparation to move on to more complicated subjects and like complete figures. So, and this one probably being the first one, because it'll be like very two-tone, probably just black and white with a bit of cold colors and adding in some red, you know. I had fun testing the microphone a bit yesterday too, and it's crazy how much it sounds like night and day compared to before. So yeah, I'm trying to get and I also need to remember to like tap my phone, because my drawing camera is actually my smartphone. So I need to remember to touch it like every 30 minutes or else it will shut down. Now I did make sure to charge it this time around, so I won't be cutting the stream short after like half an hour because of battery loss. So you know, you live and you learn. So I also had no idea how I was gonna do the legs for this character, if I'm being honest. It's Android. Well, Pixel. So it's so it's Android. It's the Google phones. It's about 3 years old now, and it's still working great, to be honest. And it's why also like sometimes it was picking up that I was like the portrait, the face, and the drawing. So it was asking me if I wanted to what was it? To switch to portrait mode. So this shouldn't happen this week there. I think I solved that issue as well. So all in all, it should be a pretty smooth stream. Not to jinx it. Pourquoi jinxer la chose? Exactly. No screen off. Oh really? Oh shit. Yeah, I was really surprised that there wasn't the option to just like leave it on the whole time. So thanks, man. I'll go download it afterwards. I'll have to start looking too for like an app that can, that you can film and it doesn't have all these weird type of overlays. Because right now, I'm using just like the native phone camera app, and it has like, buttons and stuff on it. I'm really bad at creature legs, so what I might do is just put like multiple humanoid legs, which was kind of the deal with the movie, so it's not that bad. But thanks for that tip on the screen timeout. There's a lot. Trying to see if my so it's getting there. It's almost dry. This is what it's looking like. So it should be pretty cool. I did sway back and forth quite a bit on the paper. I'll have to make sure not to do that too much next time, because you can see that it's worn it down a bit. C'est ça. Faut que je fasse attention, on n'a pas trop de coups de pinceau là, avec l'arrière-plan, parce que ça a détérioré le papier là. So, okay, I'll make this guy give this guy some weird knees, and we're gonna give a suggestion of legs and actually drawing legs I forgot how much I had loved to do just like pencil drawings like this, just inking with it's so easy just to get lost in it and just to carry on. And, just like with, you know, with a ballpoint pen, let's prends un stylo bleu, you take one of those like good old blue pens and just go to town, and like you can really get lost in some freaky stuff. Really nice textures and such. I'll have to make sure to put a rim light on underneath that one leg so it doesn't meld. With the other one that's in back of it. It's starting to look pretty cool. I shouldn't be doing this, but I started doing the lines for the car, even though I don't have like reference pictures. When I was young, I was really against using reference pictures, but really can't think you're above reference, because it really helps, and it really helps us sell your drawings. So just an indication of rubble, some loose texture in back of this dude. But yeah, c'est ça. Je pense que for this drawing, that's good for this week. I am gonna add some red, probably like inside the mouth, kind of like he just ate someone whole or something. Probably have to redo that car hood because it's looking horrible. You know, I'm gonna erase right now. Ugh, I drew it so hard. So hard. Okay, whoops, sorry. All right, so sorry if that clipped there. Perfect. So this is probably the one I'll be doing next week. Oof. Yeah. So perfect. Because the goal would be 2 streams a week to start with. Just I want to get it a regular, like traditional, like one traditional and one probably comic book art, or yeah, comic book art probably. So one like traditional, so either traditional Tuesdays or Thursdays with a comic book or VR component to the other one. All right, so here's the portrait. Let me clamp it. You know what? Let me do this first. Let's get to kind of like. Okay. Just perfect. Flatten it out a bit. Okay, there we go. So, I'm gonna go. I want to turn it a bit like this. Perfect. Interesting. Nope. Hey. Hi, Fran. Thanks for recognizing it. Yeah, it's it should. That was the goal. I'll be honest. It's you know, it's a bit stylized, but I'm pretty happy with the result. Now I'm just hoping I don't screw it up with paint, because I forgot to take a picture of it. J'ai oublié de le prendre en photo avant de le peinturer. All right, so let's get my handy Bob Ross palette, and let's start doing some shadows. So I plan to do shadows with kind of like a dark greenish purple, which is might just look like brown, but I'll start by doing some cold shadows, so probably just a bit of black and white, no color, or as less as possible, and then do some warmer shadows from another light source, using probably a bit of purple. And I might want to up the ante from the last one too and have like a second light source that's just like a very drastic, like fuchsia or like a really bright color or something. Okay, so this is always the scary part. I should have like a, you know, I might do that. Just like a, I mix the colors on my palette, then I could mix the color itself with some water on something else so that I'm not drawing on too thick. Because if I have water on my palette, it'll just drip down. See? It's like super dark still. So I'm at that prepared to do a bit more water there. Eesh. What happened there? See, now this is the problem. Sorry. Okay. So I need to watch out and make sure to have a brush that's pretty dry. Place for a room light on that chin bone. It's probably just called a chin. Mates won't see the nice shrew. Putting some real dark down in the hair just so I don't shy away from going too dark, because it immediately puts the other shadows that I did in perspective. So if I went too dark or too light, or you know, just to know that I can go darker than when I went without being scared with the paint. Oh boy. Hi, Bry Supersaurus. Hell raid. Hey guys, okay, thanks for the raid. So, oh, hello, MakerBug. How's it hanging? It's starting to look a bit weird, isn't it? The angle's not the best. Right? It did, man. I agree. So, still just putting some rudimentary shadows. Thank you, MakerBug. You succeeded. Same to you. So a little bit like last week, it's starting to look like a little wonky because it's just shadows, but it'll look much better after a while. There we go. So hope the weather's nice in your corners of the world. By the way, here it's pretty lovely, although it's a bit sticky. Hey, thanks, Makerbug. I'll make sure to check you out after I'm done. So this will be the traditional stream for this week. I did want to get some VR in, some VR modeling, because I finished my first short webcomic. I'm currently putting the finishing the lettering in it, and I'll be releasing it probably next week if everything goes according to plan, which is pretty exciting. Thanks. It's a short comic. It's gonna be I think like probably 4 or 5 pages. I still need to figure out how to distribute it with links and stuff. It's okay. I think I'm done with the big brush. More in frame. Okay, done with the bigger brush for now. I'll go into the short brush. Oh, you know what? I did want to add some detail around the nose. So grab more of that gray there. Just for the shadows to match. Oh my God. I think that's good. Won't touch it. All right. All right. Have a good nannying, and yeah, have an awesome day yourself as well. Thanks. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the follow. If ever anybody's curious too, I do have the QR codes towards my Instagram and ArtStation pages on the top of the screen. So today it's more of a traditional theme there, really doing acrylic and wash, and I'm hoping to get this beautiful portrait done today. There you go. If you guys have any questions there, comments or suggestions, don't hesitate. I know it's looking wonky now. It should get better there. And let me just... Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. Sorry guys. Every 30 minutes this will happen. So I need to make sure. Sorry about that. Wow, what a train wreck. There we go. And we're back. Oops. There we go. So yeah, like, so my good friend Jerka here did suggest to get an app that'll keep my screen from timing out, which I'll definitely be looking into, because as you can see, it's quite the problem. Okay, let's start with some smaller strands of hair, or maybe even some eyebrows, because It's either looking like she has huge eyebrows or just a giant brow. Always. That's the problem too with when you're used to working digital, you don't think of the paint drying or anything as a problem. All right. Oh, look at boy. All right. Have fun with them puppers. Thanks for joining. Jeez. Yep. You really got to be careful about that paint drying. Okay, maybe color in those nostrils. Make sure I don't lose them because I'm going to start losing the pencil drawing at one point. Perfect. So I did the brows. I do like the mouth. I think that's too dark for the mouth. Again, thanks to everyone for tuning in there. If you guys have any also suggestions on what you'd like to see me draw, like any tools you'd like me to try in the future, don't hesitate to pop it in the chat. So I haven't even colored the shadow. You know, I'm gonna have to get a proper stand or something because I hate that it's distorted like that. But you know, do what you can with what you got. Sorry about that. That's my hand. Okay. Oof. Do I try to get the brows in with the, well, the eye, oh, yeah, the eyelashes, I would guess, with this brush. My God. You know, some people do extreme sports. I paint with actual brushes and not only a tablet, and I think that's more than enough adrenaline for me, honestly. Crazy how much adrenaline you get from this, because you know that there's no undo. So, you know, it's final. Okay, so that's gonna be okay. There we go. And this girl has the craziest eyes that are like dark around the edges of the iris, I would say, but they get super bright. That's opposite, actually. Yeah, they're dark around the exterior edges of the iris, and then right around the pupil, it gets like almost, it gets bluish gray, and it really, I had never seen eyes like that before. Really enchanting. I think I can, oh my God. Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to make her, to get the bangs in. right on top of the eyes, and it's just too stressful. Hey, thanks, man. Have an awesome day to you as well. Yeah, it's crazy how much you can get from that flow state, and you know, it's rewarding for sure. Thanks for the follow. I'll make sure to go check you out there afterwards. So, I might have to unclip it for a minute. Oh, see, I got some dark spots right here too. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Okay, see, this was a good idea. It's crazy how much less is more as well sometimes. That's something that you learn the hard way with painting and even digital art, because you can continue, you know, working on those forms and getting the shapes in. But the more you work on something, the more it looks touched and it looks less dynamic. So if you get like, we have to follow your flow lines, I find, and you know, be confident in what you're putting down. Like I don't know how tattoo artists do what they do. Like they don't have a redo button that's even more final than what I'm doing here. So now, whoop, I'm gonna try to get those bangs in. You can see that the paper's a bit wavy. All right. Can't go too far with the bangs. Can't put too much down. So I think that's good. That's a good. Too bad I don't have a smaller brush. Okay. As always, thanks to the people who are there. I know that must sound like a broken record, but I'm really happy to see people tuning in. I just got a new microphone actually, and I'm really loving how it sounds. Okay, so there you go. I don't think I did the bangs on that side, so we'll go like, I guess that'll work. C'est pas long, gang, je le jure, I swear. I'll put it back up correctly. There we go. Oh, I'm really liking the look now. See, I'm trying to show it to you guys without any distortion. So it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Thanks, man. I actually had Michelle test it out too yesterday. It was pretty funny. I'm really happy with it. Okay, so would that be it for the shadows? Maybe I want to add deepen the shadows a bit in the brow area. Just don't want to go too dark, because it'll look like blacks on photos, or if I do like a minimal amount of photo retouching with, you know, I might have to do, because l'erreur est humaine. we go. Now I'm supposed to darken shadows, and I'm just adding more of them in. Oh god. Okay. Great. Oh, already, like, I'll probably check my auto portrait to the curb because this is looking way better. So, for reference, if you want to see what that is, it's actually, I think it's my latest post on my Instagram page. I haven't posted anything else yet. Try to keep it to twice a week, not to annoy people. Usually even it's once a week. Okay, great. So wow. Just gonna touch this. Hopefully that overlay leaves. There we go. Okay. You know, I might be able to go on something else than darks. Wow, that's wild. Maybe some purple? Do I want to mix it, or do I want to use store-bought purple? I think we're gonna mix it. Keep it authentic. Just gonna pop this open. Sorry, you know, that was like a meter and a half away from my microphone. Pretty wild. I have to be careful with those pops. Okay, there we go. Just a bit of red. Won't need too much. Okay. I'll probably use the medium brush for this. Oop. I'll split my brush down the middle. Okay. Okay. You know, this is why I usually have more than one Scott towel or but you know what? Just use my apron. That works just as fine. Sorry for the clang there. Okay. Yeah, put all your wet brushes on your razor mouse pad. That's what it's there for. Okay. Okay, mixing in some purple. Let's take the second to largest. Perfect. Yeah, I also wanted to kind of, no, too late. Okay. Yeah, so, you know, lesson learned from today. Keep a second rag around. Well, can definitely help. Especially if you like, my palette is about 2 feet wide, but if I can't reach it easily, or you know what I should do? The paints I use the most, you put farther away, or the paints that you need the most of, you put farther away, and then the ones that this little mixes of color that you'll need just to do touch-ups and everything that you'll need to adjust a lot, you put that closer. See, we're learning. Isn't this nice? We're all learning. Okay, great. Perfect. So now I want to add a bit of purple in the hair area. Choose maybe that's pretty dark. You know, she does have purple hair, but I kind of wanted it to be more of a highlight, or not a highlight, but not a shadow, just like a different value. But then how do you Huh. Yeah, cause see, I traded up value for color. Cause now it's brighter, but there's less color in it. Interesting. Interesting how that works. Now it's just getting muddy. Okay. So I had a really nice purple, now I have more of a lilac color. It can still work. So I know I haven't put anything on there for like 5 minutes. Bear with me. Yeah, what I like to do in here is break up those large areas of blacks with some color. Like it's almost a sheen. Kind of like sometimes when you look at a car and it's got like a colored sheen on it. Looks really cool. And that way it doesn't take away from you know, any highlights that you want to put either. Just adds more roundness to the form, in my opinion. You know, I could also just be speaking out of my hat or ass at the moment because I don't paint that much. I usually, it's either comic book art or digital painting, or you know, digital comic books that I do the most of. This was really just to get back in touch with the basics, and I'm really, really liking it. Okay, so I'll probably have light sources that come from both ends. Okay. I think Michelle is gonna be happy. She has so much purple in her hair. Okay. What do I want to do next? So that purple's done. Maybe, do I want to make like a blue-purple shadow? Like a dark blue? Okay. If I just put blue, black, and red together, is it just going to turn brown or it's going to give me a nice purple? Let's see. There we go. Oh, I like this color. Yeah. It must be great just hearing it. I like this. I like this color. This is nice. This is nice. I'm not seeing a single thing. Okay. So this is probably an effort to add like different colors in the shadows. Some sort of nice gradation. Really can go nuts like in the collar area. There we go. So it's gonna be, always make sure it's like consistent too. Yeah, if you have a colored sheen coming from one area or that's reflecting like this, a specific plane change, keep it constant because it can. It's something that can like ruin the effect. Eesh. Okay. Ça c'est ouais. Qui essaie de corriger. Okay, so I'll have to deal with that. I'll probably just cover it up in light colored paint. Should be fine. There. So it'll be here. So I know it's starting to look very dark, but I'm gonna put some. I think the light is going to be coming up soon. It's almost like the likeness has gotten better with the painting aspect, which is not something I was expecting, if I'm being honest. So I was like, yeah, it's a really nice, stylized portrait. I got her likeness pretty well, and I was like over 50% sure that I'd lose that likeness with adding the brush and with adding the acrylic, and I think I kind of gotten more likeness, which is wild. That's not something I was expecting. Now I could probably add a bit of that purple inside the eyeball, like the white of the eyes, because eye whites are never white, they're mostly gray, and adding a dark touch inside whites can really bring a realistic aspect to the painting, which really blew my mind when I tested that. I think I did it on the wrong plane. Oh well. It's my God. Let me learn. So. Okay. A little bit of neck vein. So a bit of color right there. Perfect. So this is going well. Thanks to the people joining, by the way. It's a portrait of my girlfriend I'm doing today. Having a lot of fun. It's actually my second acrylic stream in 2 weeks. I guess I did one last week and I'm doing one now. Hopefully working towards more complicated characters and complete figures. It's very far away from the VR or digital art I usually do, but I'm really enjoying it, honestly. There we go. I might take a bit of a smaller brush. There we go. And work in some details with that purple. And after that, I'm gonna go with the lightly colored pencil and work in some highlights. So this is like very thick color. That is not my intention. Uh-oh, that's not good. A bit better. Okay. There are some like likeness parallels that you don't want people to make when looking at the painting, and having like that dark line underneath the nose will kind of do that and ruin the feel of it. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, so is it weird to only see one ear from this point of view? I guess not, right? It really depends on how big the ear is. And this specific lady has the tiniest ears I have ever seen. Okay, so maybe bottom lip a bit. Wouldn't it be nice if she had purple eyelashes in the painting? Not to it. So let's go ahead and add those in, and I think after that, I'll be moving on to the highlights. And I'm sorry for this. Okay. Sure. And I want that to go away. Go away. Okay, there we go. Perfect. I wasn't speaking to anybody. I was just speaking to my phone, which, if anyone is wondering, is my drawing camera. I will be looking into it. If I really like this format there and want to continue doing some traditional streams, I probably won't be using the phone camera forever, but yeah, to look into and like anime, specifically Powerhouse Animation does this really cool thing where they put the bottom eyelashes not exactly on the eye line, but like a bit lower, so they leave like an empty space between the bottom of the eye and those bottom eyelashes. It gives a really nice look, and I've started doing it since we binged watched like Castlevania, the first 2 seasons, and I picked that drawing trade up right after watching it. Just that I find it really adds something. Probably could put some purple. There we go. In the eye like that. Maybe a bit more color in the brush. Okay, actual color, not just water. There we go. And I will be posting it on Instagram, probably. It's usually Instagram. After I've completed it, like after the stream, so people can actually see it in a better quality of video. So yeah, so I think I'm happy with the darks. Now it's gonna be adding some. Sorry about that. Some light value with white colored pencils. So this is actually a trick I picked up from a Canadian comic book artist. His name is David Finch, and I think he was looking at Arrivioletti. I really butchered out that name, but yeah, it was a wash technique that he picked up by by doing these courses online, and that's what got me interested in trying it out, and I really enjoy it. Honestly, it's a really cool process. So, an important thing too is not to go too hard on the highlights, or not to put too much highlights in here, because it can go from looking like really, really good to really, really bad. I also need to be careful with spotting the paint that hasn't yet dried, because I can ruin something real quick too. You should just do like a huge huge pencil line on it. Paint that hasn't dried, and then it's just like there's a huge gash on your paper. Your drawing's pretty much done. So sorry for the angle view. I usually tape the drawing, well, I just clamp it down to the drawing table when I'm doing these, but sometimes you just have to just move it around, and that's an adjustment I had to make too, because like I'm pretty sure I give people motion sickness when I draw on tablets, because I'm always zooming in, out, rotating. You know, I bet it must be hard sometimes for people to get a clear view of the drawing. So now let's just choosing where I'm gonna have my highlights. So that's that there, but it's not completely dry. So that's going to be a really, really strong rim light right here. And from the bottom to probably like the one from the bottom is going to be a very, very... Would the one from the bottom be colored than the one from the top? Because I want two, probably like a 3-point lighting situation. And okay, that's not dry. This is dry yet. It's just not dark, so that's why it's not showing up. So I do want some sort of very, very like distinct shine. Just oh shoot. See, so that's. I think these pencils can erase too. Wait a second. May we get also? They're called color erase, but it's another marketing ploy. There we go. So yeah, it's not looking like much on camera yet, but these highlights are really adding something. Well, I guess it does show a bit on camera. But, so I really like doing these type of stylized portraits, and they're so quick to do too. You just have to not second guess yourself. I think this one, like just drawing it, must have been around 20 minutes because I think I was on a timer because she had to leave for work. I was just drawing this on the corner of the table while she was having breakfast. Okay, more the white pencil here. Okay, probably have some like edge light on the nose because I do want the nose ring to pick up some sort of light coming up. So I think now this is dry, but okay. Yeah. Okay, so I got my reference points down for the lighter colors. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. You know, I might want to just rinse out. Do I want to rinse out? No, I think we're fine. You know, maybe what I'll do is just pop it in here. There we go. And just wipe away some of that green that I used from the wash. And that's where I'll put my highlight color. Right here. Alright, this mic picks up everything. It's great. Okay, so. And thanks to everyone there who's just sticking with me during the process. If you people have anything you'd like me to see me draw or any tools you'd like me to try later, don't hesitate there. I quite enjoy outside input. And yeah, if you have any questions too, don't hesitate there. Always fun to chat a bit. And it's weird, I had one of my cats walk through the camera. J'ai un de mes chats là, qui a marché à travers la caméra à peu près 3 times. He walked on the painting Louise. Yes, you heard that right. Her name is Louise. She's actually laying in the box on the windowsill beside me, just chilling. So highlight colors. I think I wanted a purplish gray, or like some sort of lilac color, but there's a lot of lilac in the shot. You know, it kind of darkened when it let's just see where this goes. That's blue. Wow, I just mixed up all my way with blue. Great job. Okay, just a bit of red. So probably just like an indistinct powder blue, purple situation. It's really just to lay down some extra light. Oh, and I didn't put any red pencil. Because usually like around the eyes and around the nose, like faces get flushed with color a bit, so it's always cool to just add in some red color pencil there. So let's see how. Okay, I wasn't very inspired with the choice of colors on the auto portrait too for the highlights, so I'll just leave it like that. Okay, there we go. Okay. Perfect. Wow, I think I never went over like 15 concurrent viewers with all 3 services, and now I'm at 24. So that's great, guys. Thanks and thanks to everyone who's tuning in. It's really appreciated. I like having people with me. I'd be doing this anyway, just in front of a closed camera, so might as well, you know, plop it open and share what's going on. Oh snap, just open up my pencil sharpener on my palette. Okay, no harm was done, thank God. There we go. Okay, so just add some light red around the nose area. I guess the red and the white are made with like with a different consistency, because it doesn't want to go over where there's already white. So maybe like the white is waxier or something. I have no idea how that works, but I just like how some of the painting actually picks up. Oh no! See, now I just. Okay. Yeah, some of the acrylic just pinks up the red pencil. This is a really cool look, actually. Okay. There we go. And being someone who's allergic to cats and who lives with 3 cats, she gets a bit of red in her eye from time to time. Not so too bad for that red-white situation though. But that's fine. I actually saw this graph one time that went. There's like a yellow zone, a green zone, and a red zone in faces, and like to get faces looking realistic, you kind of have to play between those 3 different color values. I did try it out a couple times. It does give some nice, pretty interesting results, but nothing game changing. Worth a try though, because sometimes, you know, things that click for me and how I draw don't click with how some other people draw. So, you know, it's always worth trying out different techniques. Let's just, there we go. Crazy how much form just a tiny bit of highlight adds. So knowing that this will dry out a lot darker, Can lay it on a bit thicker. I was a bit afraid too of having a wash that was in a colder color hue, because it usually ends up being like where warm colors would be. There you go. So, wow, we have all 3 cats in the establishment. Maybe we'll get a visit. Hey, bud. How's it going? Okay, so I think I did close to all I could with this thicker. Do I want to? Oh, hey, dude. Okay, cool. He's going on the windowsill. I'm gonna go join Louise, I imagine. Last week my camera started asking me if it wanted me to switch to portrait mode, because it was seeing a face really clearly in here. That hasn't happened yet. I'm not taking it personally. I don't think I should be. I think I actually turn that setting off. Sorry for the clanging. Oh, okay. Hey, bud. You swinging by, huh? What you up to? Okay, as long as he doesn't walk. Come here. Okay. Here. Oh, he's really good. He's not even stepping on the wet paint. Louise just went right through that. Oh, don't go too close to the microphone. As long as you don't meow and break everyone's ears. Hey, bud. And he usually bunts really hard. Like, he does body bunting. Like, cats usually bunt with their heads, you know, to show a function. A function. He does it with his whole body really, really hard. Like, he'll just walk towards you and whack up against your leg. So I just hope that he wasn't going to do that with the microphone. He did not. So that's good news. There we go. So yeah, and I also wanted to, let's start with the lighter, like the less, just a general lighting area before getting into highlight territory with this bigger brush here. You can actually see that there are places on the paper that I have some brush, what do you call them? I guess strands, brush hair strands from the brush I used to do the wash. I'm sorry, I'm covering the whole face up. Are on the paper, so I guess it gives some sort of character and texture to the piece, though. I probably won't be using that brush for the wash again. Again, just trying to apply general highlight areas. You know, I think it's almost been 30 minutes. Let me just, here we go. Okay, cool. So I need to do that every 30 minutes to make sure the camera doesn't shut down. Okay. So I think I can stop it with the lighter touches and probably just go right with some hard highlights. So I guess the top one is gonna be white, and then I might have like some bottom rim light there if I have the chance. I really like fuchsia, though I don't know how I'd get fuchsia with only having the primary colors here. I might be able to get like some sort of orange situation, which, you know, wouldn't be too bad, I guess. Donc c'est ça, on va y aller. Okay, this is just some hard highlights in the hair. It's like I'm scared to apply thick white paint on the face, especially like the eye area. But I didn't want to give like her cheekbones a mention. There we go. Crazy because this is doing a bit of the same thing that happened last week, but like the closer it is to getting finished on paper, the worse it's starting to look on camera, which is not what you want, but it's looking pretty. Oh wait, it's too close. So yeah, so wow, the red that really doesn't photograph well. I have to touch that up probably, and it's kind of giving this like Queen of the Damned look, which I know the subject will appreciate. There we go. Okay. Thanks for swinging by, Hugo. You'll have tons of hair on here. I think I can start in pure white highlights, maybe? No, not yet. Okay, so I think the side one. Okay, so let's get started. I wonder if I can brush off some of that red. Okay. Perfect. So I think I'm gonna go, so the side light, I think some sort of like yellowish orange would contrast really nicely with the green over here. So let's just take some, quite a big plop of yellow and a little bit of red and start swooshing that together. I want some sort of like fiery light orange, you know, almost salmon, so it'll either work really well or clash real hard with the rest of the colors, and either way I think it'll look good. So let's there we go. So wow, so technically I think an hour and a half in, I'm really happy with the results. Oh, hey, thanks friend. Thanks for sticking with me all this time. Look, I'll send you the finished version since I know that you don't have Instagram. Have a good one. There you go. Okay, so let's go right ahead with since let's quit the lollygagging and get to the highlights, and right away with the small paintbrush. You know, I might actually unclamp it. There we go. Because I want to go get the side like this. Here I am saying that red doesn't photograph well. I just chucked a big line of red orange and shows that as the highlights. Well, I think it actually might just soften up the rest of the red by comparison, so we're good. Yeah, I like the way the orange is looking. I did this. This is a great way just to get some added depth. Is to use like a ring light or rim light, sorry, on your artwork. But it's really easy though to go like too far, and if you have more than like one or two rim lights, the paint just the drawing just tends to start looking overworked, and you lose it loses its effectiveness for sure. It's important always think of the planes. Okay, so you know, I do like the so this might be kind of a, you know, it might be coming, might have it on the other side of the face too, but like very minimally. Now I do like what happened on the bottom of the cheekbones, that I actually applied it twice. I applied the darker one once, and then I applied the lighter one on top, and it added real nice oomph to it. So two coats of paint are better than one, I guess, is the lesson here. So just trying to water it a little bit so I can get some nice strands going. Jeez. So it's that that secondary light source really brings it all together. It's wild how much it'll do. Just don't go too crazy with it now. Okay. Well, maybe a bit more in the, you know, can probably add some in the highlights on the, it's very like left heavy right now. Uh-oh, I just dropped some water. Okay, sorry about that. That might have clipped. Okay. And just add some light. More light. Just some thin paint over here. Okay. Want to add more gray in the eyes, maybe? Again, sorry for the clipping. It's something I'll get used to. Might have to pad my whole desk while I'm working, just to make sure that I don't like, I'm not just ramming hard noises into your guys' ears. So now I'm just mixing in some more grayish. I want to add some in-between tones, mostly I think in the eye. Oh, that is looking weird. It'll look better once I draw the iris back in. Okay. Maybe on the side of the nose too. Lose some of that, some of the red here. You know, in hindsight, I might have gone a bit too crazy with the red around the eyes. I think I need to do it before I set the blacks on the piece, or else it's too overpowering. So yeah, so we're quickly going into like overworked territory here. Be careful about that. Just trying to add like some finishing touches and don't really want to separate some of those planes correctly. I gotta say, for a cheap brush, it really gets the job done. So I think that yeah. Oh, that's true. I wanted to add a second layer of the orange in a couple places there. Just swoosh this around. Try it. God, I love wearing an apron. Okay. Either like when barbecuing and working with really thick sauces or painting, it's just really satisfying to be able to just rub your hands on yourself after doing something really gross. Or if like touching something that's really saucy. So. Okay. You really know when you're working in the details when your palette's getting too big and it's getting in the way. Okay. No, I can't put that down. Okay, let's just put it down on the garbage. Hope nothing makes it fall. I really don't know how I got that highlight so clear on the bottom there, but you know what? I like it. It's not going anywhere, so. We got some darker, you know, right around the top of the head there. There seems to be some dark hairlines missing. So let's go ahead and fix that up. Again, thanks for everyone who's sticking around. It's really appreciated. I'll be back there this Friday. I'll be doing some VR concept sketching, most likely. Working on the upcoming comic book, just because I need to center in on some of the character designs and really flesh out there the characters. I got the main characters down, but I have these like alien zombie type people situation, and I want to get those squared off, and I want to, you know, kind of like a science fiction Last of Us kind of design. So I'm just gonna try to flesh that out there using VR as a quick just a quick way to get some shapes together and port that into Clip Studio, paint, and continue on. So I think I'm gonna, I need to put some dark blue in the eyes. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I'm gonna need to color in those irises, and after that I think it's gonna be a day. Clamp that in there. See, it's starting to scan a face. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, sorry about that. That's I need to refresh my camera every 30 minutes or else the screen will close. We don't want that to happen, so. Oh, wait a second. Some swooshin. Good old water swooshin. Okay. I want a mixing brush, so I'll probably use the one I used a lot earlier. So this one right here. Right, this one. Yeah. It's like a 1/3 of an inch brush that I like to use to mix colors, because if you mix it with a small brush, you end up losing all your paint on it. So I'm trying to find a more eloquent way to say it, but yeah. Okay, so that's a dark teal. That's not what I want. I think I might just go straight up with some blue. Plop that right onto the. You know, that's also the problem. So when you darken blue right away with some black, it tends to. There we go. It tends to fall into like some green a little bit, or start to look a bit brownish. So mixing in some red will bring it closer to an indigo, which, you know, by comparison will look like a darker blue color. So I think that's what we want, something like this there. Can I see it? Oh, wow. Oh, I can show my palette. Okay, so the 3 things we learned on here today: always have a secondary towel or cloth or an apron. Get an app that keeps your phone from signing out. And I can show brushes and my palette on the camera, so just to share what colors I'm going to use and to preview them. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and work in the sides of the eyes. Yeah, I talked about this earlier, but she has some really wild eyes that kind of start dark blue around outer edges, and then they get lighter in the middle, kind of almost turning into like gray, which looks wild. So again, I'm not too happy with the way the blue turned out, but I think to get a really popping like a light blue, I just have to get better at mixing my colors and maybe even have a bought one on hand. You know, getting better at mixing colors can't hurt either. You know, I could have left a bit of the wash color shine through, and that would have looked really good actually. So maybe if I take a bit of yellow, then I put it into the light blue that I had, might kind of start looking like it. Wow, that looks a lot like red color actually. Okay, and probably use some of that blue too, just to reuse it a couple times on the canvas. Probably put some on the lips. Maybe even some dark blue. Because the corner of the mouth there had lost a bit of its definition. So just by reapplying some darker values, getting in some of that form back. I know that some people actually have like a second brush that they use simultaneously when doing this type of thing. I don't have enough hands. Okay, yeah, I think I like that. And probably just add straight up black that seems to have dried out now as the middle of the iris. And yeah, okay. Black. Good. Okay. Let's go. I really have to be careful when popping open these paint thingies, cause it tends to pop real loudly. Okay. On the mic. I always get to like reaffirm some of those lines at the end, the true blacks, and also I'm gonna put like that little dot of black in the iris. It just looked like a complete psychopath. So perfect. Okay. I think we're done. No, I don't want to. I was like, do I want to put black on those strands of hair? I don't think so. So, all right. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. I really appreciate it there, having some people coming over here, chatting me up, or just watching. It's always appreciated. So yeah, so I'll catch you guys probably this Friday for some VR. All right. Have a good